Hi friends, welcome to my channel. My name is Barbara Radzevicius and I'm Bondi Quilter. In this episode, we'll look at some of my sewing that I've been doing. So I found my Felicia Pinafore pattern by Tessuti here in Sydney, and I've made multiples. You know how it is when you find a pattern and you just have to make more. So yeah, that is in this episode. Also, the fun thing is a Drunkards Path. It's such an easy quilt block to make, and I'm hoping that you might like it too. It's a curved seam and it is very easy. So I'm showing you how I do a curved seam on a very small piece of fabric. It is so fun, friends. And making things from scraps, you know, just little tiny bits of fabric that are left over is so exciting. And it's like finding a paint box, you know, you can just mix and match. And that's the best thing about scrap fabrics, little pieces. And it's my Kitty's birthday. She's going to be 12, Kitty Levine. So we're going to have a Hello Kitty birthday party for her. Should be fun. And we went to the movies this week and we saw Downton Abbey, the last one. And it was interesting, and that'll be at the end. So I'm hoping you will stay with me and have a look at what we've got to talk about this week. So thank you for coming to join me, my friends, my new subscribers, my friends that come back to see me every week or whenever I post a video. So nice to see you, and I do love your company, and I do love reading your comments. You know, I ask a lot of questions, and you know, if you have any questions for me, please feel free to put in the comments. I really like reading comments. It's like you come to visit me, you know, in person, and yeah, that'd be great, wouldn't it? We all have a big meetup. Be great. So that's the content of this episode. Let's have a look and see how we go. We have talked about the Drunkards Path before as a quilt block, and it is one of my favourite. And I've got a couple of different sizes. You've seen the one in the Liberties, which is a small one, and this is the medium one, and then I've got a large one, and I love them. I only have 3 sets. That's all you need, 2 pieces, an A and a B, and it makes a circle, or it makes a path that's wonky. But I really do like making circles with it, and it's perfect. And this template has already got the seam allowance in it. So I just draw around it basically and cut it out. And this is what we have. This is what I've got so far, and yes, fussy cutting them. So yes, fussy cutting is a thing. So let me show you how my circles go. And I do like the writing going the right way. And then this one. That one. So you can see the green is all made from one piece of fabric, and so is the background. And when they're put together, they make a perfect circle. And I just love it. And you can use all your little tiny scraps to make these beautiful circles. And because it's a curved seam, there's only one curved seam in the block. That's the curved seam. I'm going to show you how I do it. And it's very flat when it's finished, so. And I don't have to make any little nicks, you know, for a curved surface. So we're going to have a look at the Drunkards Path today. I'm going to demonstrate how we make a curved seam for the Drunkards Path. It is a very excellent block, I think. This is a 3-inch block finished, and then I will have a beautiful circle when I'm finished. And here is the colours that we're going to use. So beautiful pink. And look, do you remember the jacks that we used to play with? So fun. So this is a vintage type of fabric, and here's how I'm going to sew it. So I'll show you. First I pin. I haven't done these for a while, and so I was thinking, and this is what I usually do. I've just remembered. This is how it looks. So I have a pin in the middle. And how I do that is I just fold both pieces in half and put a pin there. A pin in the middle. And it makes it so much easier to line up where to sew. So I just put a pin on the edge. Pin on the other edge. Remembering that this is the edge that I'm going to have on top, and then match up the 2 center ones just to make sure that when I sew, everything is even. And I'm going to string piece these, so I'll do like most of that little pile, I think, all at once. And now I have quite a few pinned up, but pinning it in the center is very helpful. If it's a bigger curve, I probably would have 3 pins here instead of 1. But yeah, so easy to do. So I'm going to set my sewing machine at a 1/4 inch seam allowance because that's what I like for doing these ones. My machine is quite noisy because it's an old machine and very basic, but it sews perfectly. And I'm going to find the center of both and make sure that they match up, and then I can ease the top one very carefully into the curved surface, the curved shape. Halfway there. And unpin it just so that I can get it flat. And this is what we have. So you can see that I've sewn around threads, sewn around the curve, and I've eased it in. So I ease this part into this part. I find it easier to to sew the curve, and as you can see, when I've pressed it, it will be very flat and great. I do have to make a fair few of these, and I have got a nice pile cut out. Basically, this theme fabric came in red, pink, blue and green. You can see all the different colors. Oh, there's a purple too. And they're just lovely. They all have this theme going on. So that's what I'm going to do in this episode. These are the colours that I have. A little pile ready to sew. They're beautiful. I just love this pattern. I've had it for such a long time, I don't remember where I got it or even the range, but it is so beautiful. I'm sure someone will recognise it. And there's just so much detail. So I'm going to make a small quilt from this Drunkards Path. I think it'll be really cute. Lovely colours. Now I'm needing to sew in the curve, but I've put pins in the middle and I need to ease it in, and you can see that they both match here, but I have, after that I have bulk, so I don't want to get the bulk, I just want to get the 1/4 inch seam allowance without it. So let's see how we go. This is the center of the piece. Now I have to do the same on this side. I'll match the edges up. And you can see they both go together well, and there's no tucks. When I iron it, it'll be perfectly flat. I'm now going to iron them, and I want to iron so that now that the seams are pressed, I have a block ready to sew together. That's the next step. I think the circle is really neat, but I'll show you a different configuration. Another way they can go together, and it forms like a wave. So you don't have to make circles, you can make any possibility that you like really. You just have to have the basic little blocks, and then you can just have a jigsaw puzzle and work out the layout that you'd like. This is actually a quite attractive way. We'll see when I've got more little blocks done of the different colours. I'm going to do the purple. I've done one purple block. Just press it. Being careful not to distort, which is easy to do when there is bias involved. Bias, that means cutting the fabric on the bias with the curved surface. It's another block done. This line of fabric is so beautiful, and it has a vintage vibe going with it. That's the purple. This is the biggest Drunkards Path pattern that I've done, and I've only got a quilt top, but I love this fabric. I think it's just beautiful. But you see how a Drunkard's Path is so adaptable. You can use any print you like and it comes out so beautiful. I hope you have a go at making a Drunkard's Path. This is one setting for the 4-inch Drunkard's Path that I've just sewn. Circles. They are beautiful. This would make a beautiful runner, table runner, or 3x3. So 9 of them would make a beautiful small quilt with a border. So that is the circle configuration. And then I will show you the wonky drinking Drunkard's Path configuration. It is a beautiful one. I love circles in a square. I think it's just fab. So that's the first one. And this is the other setting that I quite like too. So you can see there's a few different ways you can arrange a Drunkard's Path. Let me know what you think. I just have to sew them together. But I'm thinking I might go with this one this time because I have got a few quilts with circles. So I will arrange them differently, the little blocks, so that the writing's facing the right direction and everything. But yeah, quite like it. It's Sunday and I'm getting ready to do some sewing. I have been wanting to sew for so long, and I have been collecting a bit of fabric, as you can see. I'm making a couple of hitchhiker dresses, I hope. Not hitchhiker dresses. Hinterland dresses. Hitchhiker. A Felicia Pinafore from Tessuti Patterns, and a vintage Vogue pattern that I hope to make today. Well, probably not all today. Hopefully I'll get 2 made. We'll see how we go. But I do love sewing. It is one of my first and most loved crafts, I think, sewing. And I like making dresses for myself, skirts, but I think I'm into the dress phase, so we'll see how we go. These are my 3 favourite patterns of all time, I would say, and you can see that there is a theme going on with them. They all only have 3 pieces to make a dress: the back, the front, and the skirt. Some have sleeves. I have tried sleeves a lot. This pattern I've had since the 80s. I love it. So versatile and so great for a cello shape. This only has 2 pieces. I'm going to make the big black and white check dress with this one. This is a new pattern. Well, relatively new. I've had about 5 years. And the hinterland dress, I'm going to make a lot of those. Well, 3 or 4. I've been saving fabric for the last 6 months, I'd say, while I've not been well, and just waiting to make these beautiful dresses. these are the fabrics that I've got. So the big black and white gingham, a very finely woven, not finely, loosely woven linen in this beautiful marzipan colour. I'm thinking of making a shift type petticoat with that maybe. Black and white graphic and 3 beautiful linens. So the linens I'm hoping to make hinterland dresses with. I'll show you how much I've got. So far this is how far I am. I've cut out 2 dresses last night. This is a Vogue pattern, and you'll notice I put zippers in my dresses now so that I can step in and out, because I need to dress myself, and the zipper is the perfect way to do that, so I don't have to ask John to help. I do like pockets in dresses now, so I have cut out pockets for this one. So I hope to do some sewing today. We'll see how we go. Nearly finished a dress. The first one didn't succeed, but this one looks like it is. And this is a Tessuti pattern. Really like it. I've matched up all the squares. It's got pockets. Just have to do the facings and put in the zipper in the back. Just seeing how it looks. Okay. As I'm feeling better, I decided to make a Felicia Pinafore dress from Tessuti. It's an Australian company and they make these fabulous patterns. It's somewhat like a hinterland, but it seems to fit me better, I'm thinking. I'm a cello shape and I made a size 18. So I made the first one, the black and white checker one, yesterday. And once I start, I just can't stop. It's like the hinterland dress. I made like 5, 6 of those. And now I'm on to the Felicia Pinafore. And I made another one this morning. And it fits really well. And I'm so happy with it. I'll show you how it looks. I made it out of a really nice print, a black and white. I really do like black and white. And it's not linen. It's sort of a knitted, firm type of fabric. I'm not sure what it is. And I put pockets in. So I've got 2 pockets. But I didn't make any modifications. It's a size 18. So easy to make, just 3 basic paper pieces. So the front piece, the back, and the skirt. That's all there is to it. And pockets if you want to put pockets. So I think I might make a few more of these in linen. But I thought I would make one in this black and white print because I got it from the super cheap fabric online shop in Australia, and I just wanted to make it up. And it hangs really nicely, which I'm very pleased about. So this is the second dress that I've made using this pattern. I washed the black and white square dress and I have to iron it, and then I'll show you all the dresses that I make with this pattern. I don't know what it is, but once I get a pattern that I really like and it fits really nicely, I have to make like 10 of them. So this is my summer and spring dresses for 2025-26. We'll see how we go with it. Before I wrap up the dressmaking segment, I've cut out another, and this is the light brown Felicity Pinafore, but this time with sleeves. So this is the first one I've made with sleeves, the sleeve package, and going to see how they fit. I'm hoping, really hoping, that the sleeves will fit in and they will look great. So next week we'll have a dress with sleeves or not. This morning I had to go for a checkup at the hospital, and this is in the garden. It's a Moreton Bay fig tree. They grow in Sydney and Sydney Basin down to Wollongong. But look at that. It's like an elephant. It must be about 100 years old, and look at these big roots that hold up the tree. They're flying buttresses. Are they magnificent? And look at this one, goes right out here. Just holding that tree up. It's unreal. And flying foxes love the berries and that in these trees. We've got one in our backyard. They just love the berries. They come every night. Today, John is making honey cookies for Rosh Hashanah. And this is all that he needs, and his giant cookie bowl. So he's going to make about 200 cookies today to share around, and he's got 500 grams of honey, 6 eggs, kilo of white sugar, 2 kilos of flour, and some olive oil. And that's all you need to make the best cookies ever and to share. I'll let him get on with it. It should be fun. Also some spices, nutmeg and ginger. It does say cinnamon, but I'm not so fond of cinnamon, and I do love nutmeg, which they make mace out of the ground outside of a nutmeg. That's interesting, and ginger just tastes fab. It's the first batch out. They look really nice. This is my favourite colour for a cookie. Perfect for dunking. Yeah, nice lot of cookies, but he's going to make a ton more. 3 hours later, John has made 252 cookies, mostly for me to give away to friends and family. They are beautiful dunking biscuits, and this is what 250 looks like. Honey cookies. Just in Downton Abbey, and it's an interesting end to the series. Beautiful Highclere Castle. It was interesting. We just got home from the movies. It was an interesting movie. It's interesting how Julian Fellowes interpreted the moral compass of the time. Sometimes I thought he put modern ideas into past events, but you know, it is a movie. The costumes were beautiful, and the whole castle was beautiful. It was and probably still is, a private hotel, isn't it? It's a bijou hotel of the Middle Ages, and it needed all those people to run it and look after it, and of course they needed somebody to be in charge. So it's just an interesting movie. Everybody had aged a bit. I really liked Mr. Mosley, his card, and yeah, characters were good. So yeah, I would recommend it as a movie to go and see. It thought-provoking. That's it for this week, friends. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for spending time with me. And I hope to see you next week. Bye, friends. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you like this type of content, mainly quilting, but some knitting occasionally. It's getting warmer here in Sydney, so knitting is more quilting, I would say, and probably some machine quilting soon, so probably at the end of next month. So that should be something to look forward to, and yeah, see you soon. Bye. This morning I thought I would do some dressmaking, but Kitty has sat right on the pattern, and I think she's saying, "Take a rest, Barbara." What are you saying, sweetheart? Do you think I should have a rest? I would really like to try cutting out these dresses anyway, you know, maybe later, hey? What do you think? I think so too. You're such a good cat. Such a perfect helper. Aren't you, Kitty? Hey? Meow?